All right. What would you guys do if you got locked out of your house? You'd probably head to Google Maps to find the closest locksmith, right? Well, now imagine the person who shows up to help isn't licensed and charges you way more than you expected. That is the experience thousands of users may have had after a group of scammers manipulated Google Maps results to point them to fake businesses. Now, Google is taking legal action against these scam networks. In a CBS Mornings Plus exclusive, Google's general counsel, Halimah Delaine Prado, is here to talk all about it. Good morning, Halimah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So how did your team even discover that this was happening?
Sure. So we received a complaint from a local business who had been a victim of actually having their business listing taken over by a scammer. And once we get those tips, we do scanning across our sort of using automated tools, as well as have an analyst team that actually digs into both complaints that are referred to us, as well as activity that we actually see that's happening that seems fraudulent. So once we dug in and did a little bit of investigation, we determined that there were about 10,000 profiles that had fraudulently either created new business listings that didn't exist or took over businesses' existing listings and replaced them with another number, which led consumers to lead generators, who then gave them a different...
What is that?
So a lead generation service. So effectively, it's a bait and switch. They called the number listed on the listing. The person connected them with a different locksmith than the business that was listed. And once that locksmith arrived to the home, they might charge a significantly higher price for that service.
This feels like a modern version of somehow hacking the phone book so that when you turn to the locksmith page, the listing is not the listing you think it is.
The wrong number.
So that's how you found it and how it works. How do you stop it?
Sure, so twofold. Once we're alerted to the actual fraud, we take extreme efforts to identify similar fraudulent listings. We remove them from Google Maps. In some cases, we block the accounts that created those listings. And we've now taken that work a step further. And so actually going forward by filing a lawsuit against the bad actors. Here's why. Online business profiles are incredibly valuable to businesses as well as consumers. Small and medium businesses use those listings for word of mouth, discoverability, right? And then consumers use the reviews under those listings to actually make decisions based on what service to use or not to use. So a fake profile and a fake review undermines the trust that you have in that ecosystem.
And you never know who then is going to show up. When you trust the review, I mean, how often do we look at reviews before we make decisions on who to hire?
Exactly.
If someone else comes into your home, right, with positive reviews. So glad you guys are working on this. Thank you so much.
So your Google General Counsel, do a lot of people have the title General Counsel? Is that like a department, or are you like the General Counsel, the General Counsel?
I am the General Counsel.
That's amazing.
Of our legal
She is,
team.
yeah.
Indeed.
Wow, that's a really big job.
Do we have time to ask for tips for people to look out for? Okay, let's do that. What should people look out for to make sure they don't get scammed?
So scammers are becoming increasingly sophisticated. I would say sort of two things. One, we've partnered with the Cybercrime Support Network, which has a website, scamspotters.org, which users can go take a look at to see the latest scams that are going on, questions to ask. If you can't get there, though, and you're looking at a URL, that URL does not match the business that you thought you were actually sort of looking for, pause, take a moment. Other aspects would be if the site is asking you for more information than you need, perhaps asking you for your social security number to join a mailing list. Look at the misspellings in the actual URL. And lastly, if they're asking you to pay for services in an unconventional way, paying through gift cards or wire transfer, these are some of the flags that you might want to be aware of.
Well, I can tell you guys are taking it seriously because you've got a lot on your plate and you came to talk about this, so we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
And a CBS Mornings Plus exclusive.
I know.
Thank you, Halimah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Halimah.